I don't work with many deities, but when a goddess reveals itself to me in the most unexpected ways, I know it is important to listen. Imbolc is approaching once again, and over the past few weeks, I have felt called by Brigid, the goddess most closely associated with the Sabbath. Brigid has many facets. She is woven into spring and winter, poetry, craftsmanship and art, as well as the elements fire and water. She is known as Brigid the Bard, Brigid the Smith and Brigid of the Well. This year I felt especially drawn to her as the smith and the poet so far. Now, last year taught me what patience truly means. Things did not move forward and I found myself stuck in that familiar uncomfortable phase of wondering whether anything would ever change. But what I couldn't see at the time was how many old burdens I was quietly leaving behind. And now I find myself in a calm knowing that everything is alright, exactly as it is meant to be. And looking back, I feel like that Brigid was present all year long in 2025, even though I didn't realize it at the time. But just as shaping metal into its desired form requires time and patience, the right temperature and steady deliberate hammering, working with Brigid can also be a test of one's resilience. And perhaps she did not make herself too obvious back then, because deep down I was not ready yet, and that is something that is hard to admit. I always try to do everything perfectly, and I grew frustrated last year when that approach failed. But the craft of a smith takes decades before one is ready to create a true master's work. And so this year I decided to focus on doing less and working on my craft, especially when it comes to the creative practices that truly matter to me. Embroidering, drawing, sewing, and crafting. There are so many things I love, and the list is so long, but I simply don't have the time to perfect them all, and focus was a clear message Brigid gave to me. And so this weekend I took Brigid's advice and spent my time immersed in the art I want to deepen this year. People really liked you in the last video, you know? Good morning. So it is January the 13th, I think, and my life is slowly going back to normal because I had a few weeks off and I did not realize how much I needed this time for myself and to reflect on my life and again myself and just be here in the quietness, because to be completely honest with you, I, for the first few days of my weeks off, was just sitting there staring at a wall, staring into my room, like I was sitting here, like I'm sitting right now, like talking to you guys, but I was literally just staring at my walls or into my room, drinking tea, not even thinking about anything. And I feel like if you are always in such an active mode and there are so many things you are doing on a daily life, like you have to work, you have to do your household chores, you have to maybe meet up with family and friends, and there is always something to do. And then you suddenly have all the time in the world to just sit here and do nothing. Your body literally freezes, and that's at least my experience. But I feel like your body freezes because it's preventing you from having to make more decisions, if this makes sense. Like I know whenever I have a lot of free time, I do literally nothing because your body needs the rest, like your mental health needs the rest. So that's what happened. I literally just sat there for the first few days. It was good. It also snowed a lot, and so everything was frozen. I captured the most beautiful winter wonderland footage that I probably already showed you in the beginning of the video. And So everything was frozen. I could not really drive somewhere. I could not go to the thrift store. I could not get craft supplies. And so I was basically stuck in my home, which at some point turned into like feeling bored. But I feel like being bored is so healing in itself, and it really allows you to come up with the best ideas. So again, we did a lot of nothing, which was really good. But yeah, I also at the same time thought about not uploading this week because I did nothing. I did not really have something exciting going on in my life. And so I thought maybe the video will be repetitive or boring or not worthy of your time. Like, you are literally investing your time to watch my video, to hang out with me, which I'm so grateful and thankful for. And so I want to provide you with videos that are meaningful or that are inspiring or motivating or whatever to you. And so I tried to, in the last video, show you more of my apartment. But to be completely honest, it was so uncomfortable because if you have been here for a while, you know that I did not plan on staying here for that long, and it is now 7 or 8 years that I'm living in this apartment. When I came back from Germany, I did not intend to stay here for long. It was only like 2 or 3 years, and then I wanted to move abroad to Korea. And then I started to heal a lot of wounds that are like dealing with my homeland and my family, like my roots. And then I got Bella, my puppy, and I was like, I will not move abroad anymore. But it was like a lot of confusion when it came to me moving abroad. I really felt it was the right step, and then it suddenly wasn't. And I had like the biggest ego death. I think it was 1 or 2 years ago because of that. But now I feel so appreciative of like my local area and all the plants that I encounter as a green witch, and like all the myths and folklore that I start to reconnect to. But yeah, at the same time, I'm living here and I feel like it's not really reflecting my witchy personality or my preferred aesthetic. And so it felt really uncomfortable to show you a place that I feel like is not even inspiring. And I want to move, so I'm looking for a new place, but then it's like, because of Bella, I want an upgrade of the place, if this makes sense. Then I'm like, but I could maybe also buy a little cabin in the wood. Why should I waste my time and like have useless expensive to rent another place? As you can see, my overthinking brain is going crazy. Like, I'm spiraling because of all these things right now. And so it was really uncomfortable showing you my place because, again, I try to tell a story with my videos, but I did it anyways. And so I'm uploading anyways this week because you know why? Because that's life. And yes, of course, I always try to create videos that are motivating and inspiring and do things that are helping you or that are educative or inspiring or magical or something like that. But so many days of my life, this is what it looks like. I'm sitting at home in my little living room. I'm reading, I'm embroidering, I'm studying, I'm researching. It's not that glamorous, but I feel like, again, that's life. And so I want to show you that this is something in my life as well, and that's what I'm going through as well, just as a regular modern witch. And so with that being said, let's spend a few days together. The snow is slowly starting to melt, and I have this shirt which I'm never wearing, and it is made from linen, and I feel like it is the perfect material to embroider on. I want to get pieces of fabric from it and use it to embroider, to practice my embroidering, because I have been watching a lot of embroidery videos recently as well to hopefully upgrade these skills of mine. So let's create a pattern. Let's do some embroidering. Let's do a spell that I want to do and try out. Let's go thrifting. Let's just have a cozy time. Do you want to say something? And by the way, these are the books that I have been religiously reading in the last few days, because it's like books about plants, like from 1920, I think this book is. And we have like plants in Germany and like flowers in Germany and herbs. We have my favorite book, which is literally the same thing. It's like showing all the natural properties of plants and herbs and flowers. And The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady by Edith Holden is such a cute book. It's basically a diary of this girl, and she illustrated everything herself. I mean, how precious is that? I really love it. And so I'm thinking about maybe taking an idea from this book for my next embroidery project. And because we are in winter, I'm thinking again doing something wintry, like winter themed, maybe a robin. Like, robins have been visiting me so much recently. So it's a really cute book. And there is some weather folklore inside. It's like her own adventures and experiences. It is so cute. Really, really beautiful book. Okay, so I'm deciding whether I should embroider these little friends or a robin, but I feel like because they have been visiting me both, I will just include them both, because I also am really bad at deciding. So I think birds it is. And I have been really connecting a lot with the symbolism and the magic of birds. And so it just feels right to include them in a little piece of art. So let's create a pattern that is inspired by her beautiful illustration. Yeah, I think this will take some time. So let's get started. I love this book so much, and it came to me by accident. I did not really consciously look for it, but it was the most beautiful confirmation for like what I'm doing right now. And I feel like whenever I'm reading the book or I'm just looking through the pages and like looking at her beautiful illustrations, I get a glimpse into her life and the past and how she experienced life. And I don't know, it's just really cool to see that someone else is basically doing exactly what I love, and we definitely would have been besties. Like, come on, I mean, that's the most green witchy thing ever. But it just feels good to see people who also went through life and finding the magic in every plant and every animal, and taking the time to sit down and writing down the adventures for someone like me to be able to read it and experience the past through their eyes. And there is weather folklore inside and like little bits and pieces of knowledge, which I love. It's not overwhelming. It's just this really adorable book of her life in nature, like in the countryside. This book was written, but then it was like undiscovered for 70 years. And then someone discovered it and published it. And like, what a dream come true for this diary. I'm so grateful that it was found. And yeah, it is so cute. It is so pretty and beautiful. Is it pretty and beautiful? She likes it. I ordered these on Etsy and I saw them and I was like, I need to have these because they are so precious. I'm so happy I ordered these. I don't know. I just feel really good kind of making my life more magical with magical jewelry, and I'm really into glamour magic right now. I fell in love and I was not disappointed. So yay! Now back to embroidering because I really need to finish the pattern before the sun sets. Okay, so this looks so much better. I'm so happy so far, and I'm using the 2 threads technique that I saw people doing when like studying the embroidery online, and I feel like it really allows you to embroider more soft, like your embroidering becomes way more soft and smooth, if this makes sense. And I also learned that the stitching direction is really important, which makes sense, but yeah, I never really paid too much attention to it, to be honest. Brigid's spirit is with me. Now, I have been doing so much research about Brigid the Goddess recently, and I just feel so deeply connected to her this year, and I feel like she has been calling me for quite a while now. I just did not understand it. And I usually don't work a lot with deities, but I know that if a goddess is calling me, it is time to listen and they have a message for me. And Imbolc is just around the corner, so the timing is perfect that she reveals herself to me. And this is happening in like the most unusual ways, but while I was doing my embroidery and just enjoying the practice of the embroidering rather than feeling the urge and need to create a perfect embroidery picture, I was like, Brigid, you are doing your thing here, because she is the goddess of craftsmanship as well. She's the goddess of spring, of fertility, of motherhood, of death and regeneration. She literally is the goddess that represents spring, and like she is this light that arises after winter. And again, she is also deeply connected to the anvil and blacksmithing, which is a craft, and until you are able to master this craft, you have to spend decades of your life practicing. And it was so interesting doing all the research. She's also connected to the well, to water, fertility again, healing, but also like connected to poetry, like Brigid the Bard. And I am so amazed by this goddess, and just as I say this, the sun is like going strong. So she is pleased, I feel like, with what I'm sharing here. But again, I had so much fun just doing embroidering and like practicing and focusing on where I do my stitch and like researching things that allow me to master this craft. And embroidering to me is such a magical craft. Brigid the Smith is really working with me right now because I love connecting to the different archetypes of a goddess or a deity rather than just like putting them into this one box. I allow myself to let them show themselves how they want to and show the aspects of them that I need the most right now. So Brigid the Smith it is right now, and again, she is teaching me patience, because you need patience if you are doing blacksmithing. You need to like heat up your metal, you need to shape it like with your hammer for hours and hours. You need to put it into the water so it can harden. Just the process of blacksmithing is so worth researching, if you are struggling with patience and the need of perfection, highly recommend. I went down this rabbit hole. But yeah, I'm just having fun. I am enjoying the embroidery process, the process of learning the skill properly, of allowing myself to make mistakes, and I feel good. I'm really happy, and I don't know, it's magical. I'm really grateful that Brigid revealed herself to me. Okay, so please don't move because you are literally standing on a stack of books. So don't move because I don't want you to fall down. But yeah, I just took a shower. I need to do my glamour magic routine for the morning because I have to leave for the airport in like 30 minutes. But before we leave, I wanted to show you the progress of the embroidering because I am so proud and excited of this embroidering. And I mean, isn't this the cutest little bird ever? I did not expect it to turn out well. As I said yesterday, I was like, Brigid, teach me patience, please, like teach me to enjoy the process. And I did not have any expectations. I was like, I'm going to use this as like an exercise to weave with the thread. And I showed it to my friends and they were like, what happened? Like, I don't know. I'm so happy, and this is like a secret skill of mine. Give me something simple like a circle, or like you saw the red berry embroidering that I did like last week. I mess it up, or it's like not turning out in quotes good, but give me something where I feel like I can never do this. Like, how am I supposed to embroider a bird if I cannot even do a branch with red berries? I don't know, it's a secret skill that I turn something easy into something not good, or like in quotes, you know what I mean. But something where I feel like I can never do this, it turns out well. And so I'm super excited to finish this. But yeah, I don't know if I will include the robin or not because I'm so afraid that I will now mess it up. And I will keep embroidering like the branch where this little one is sitting on and just see where this project takes us. But I'm so excited to finish it, and now I'm like more confident than ever. Even the bag looks fine. I don't know what happened. I think it's the Brigid magic. Yeah, let's get ready and then let's hit the road. Okay, so next morning, and I know we are jumping through time many times in this video, but today is Saturday and yesterday I went to the thrift store. I found this little treasure, and it is 12 note cards and envelopes by the Edwardian lady. And so we have some envelopes, we have cute little images on note cards. I love stationery. I wish snail mail would be a thing again. I wish we could write letters to each other and like have pen pals. Best times. Like, I loved writing my letters to my pen pal in England, which unfortunately I don't have contact to anymore. But it is so cute, and now I need a pen pal. Oh, and by the way, while I was driving, you know, like how I talked about Brigid and her symbolism, and I saw a car covered in symbols for blacksmithing, and it was like the biggest anvil on it I have ever seen. And I was like, Brigid, my girl, you are here. Like, I knew instantly it was a confirmation of her. And I think it is so interesting whenever you are working with a deity or whatever it is, you suddenly see something and you know exactly it's a synchronicity, like a message. So the synchronicities were synchronicity yesterday. It was a good drive. It was a good day. I listened like 3 hours to Iron Flame, the audiobook. I only have 20 hours left. We are doing well. It was good.